Pop quiz. What do all of these training videos have in common?
Leave it. Yes.
Sit. Yes. The correct answer is that I trained all of these skills using a marker word. In these next few minutes, I'm going to explain to you what a marker word is, why I strongly think you should use one, and how to load one with your dog. It's the easiest training ever. Okay, so first, what the heck is a marker word? Essentially, a marker word is any word that you use that tells your dog that thing that you just did is what I wanted you to do. So it marks the exact moment in time that your dog either completed a skill correctly or is doing something that you want repeated in the future. So dogs repeat actions or behaviors that worked out well for them in the past. Dogs love praise, pets, treats, all of these things that we use as reinforcers in dog training. But the problem is sometimes the dog doesn't understand what exactly they did to get that reward. And if they don't know exactly what they're supposed to do to get the reward again, how can they repeat it? A marker word helps prevent that because it marks the precise moment in time that your dog has done something that either is correct or that you want repeated so that they understand what action they have to repeat in order to get another reward next time.
Those of you familiar with clicker training might be wondering how this is any different. The answer is, it's not. Both mark a precise moment in time and can make dog training much faster. However, I find having a clicker in my hand very annoying. I want to be able to communicate with my dog easily and at all times, so I prefer using a marker word because all it requires is my voice.
So as an example showing why a marker word can make dog training way easier, let's pretend that we're teaching a dog to sit. When you ask a dog to sit, the action that you're actually asking for is for them to touch their butt to the ground. If the dog understands that when you say sit, the action is touch my butt to the ground, they're more likely to repeat that in the future if they've been rewarded for that precise thing. If you're using a marker word when you're teaching a puppy to sit, you're going to say yes the second their butt touches the ground. This helps them to understand that when I give the cue sit, this is the expected action from you, and if you do that, you're going to get a reward. Therefore, they're more likely to do it again next time. If you weren't using a clicker or a marker word when teaching a puppy to sit, the problem is how do you communicate exactly what the reward is for? So, if your dog touches their butt to the ground, by the time you fumble in your treat bag to grab a treat to give to them, a few seconds might have passed, so they either don't understand the association anymore, or they've already popped out of that position and you're actually rewarding them for getting up out of a sit, not for sitting in the first place. So, what word should you use as a marker word? You'll notice in all of my videos, I use the word yes. Other common ones to use are nice, good, anything that's short and sweet is perfect. Just make sure that it's not a word that you commonly use in your everyday speech because you don't want to get it confusing for the dog. We want it to be exclusively used for that moment in time when your dog has done something correctly. So a marker word by itself is completely meaningless. Yes, sounds like a positive word to us, but dogs do not understand English. They do, however, understand association building. So what we want to teach them is that when you hear the word yes, a treat or a reward is on the way. This is classical conditioning in its most basic form.
Okay, so as promised, this is going to be the easiest training that you ever do. All you need is a little handful of treats and your dog sitting in front of you. We are going to build that association that when they hear the word yes, a treat is on its way. So what I want you to do is have one treat in your hand, say yes. Within a second or two of saying that word, a treat goes into your dog's mouth. Yes. You're going to want to do this with about 10 or 15 treats a day for 2 or 3 days. You'll know that the association has been built or that the marker word is loaded when you can say your marker word and your dog either looks at you very expectantly or I prefer if they actually lick their lips.